Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Mike. We're back working on the homestead today up at the goat barn project. If you caught the previous video, we built a new chicken run for the goats. No, that wouldn't make any sense. We built a new chicken run for the chickens and we dropped a couple trees. We have quite a bit of dirt work and other stuff to do to kind of polish up that part of the project. I've got Dirt Perfect's 90-2 that I've rented up here. I've got his brush grapple, that's what we're fixing real quick. And then I've got the 4-in-1 bucket, all kinds of stuff. Today's goal, get the trees hauled out, get the stumps popped. So this isn't great. Get the dirt moved. And with any luck, we'll even get some grass seed down. There's a chance of rain today that shouldn't really hurt us too bad. And if you're wondering why this hydraulic hose is off, why I'm putting a new one on, last time Mike used this, he got the hose caught in one of the pinch points there. And he said if I'm using it today, see if I can't maybe come up with a better way to route these hoses. So we're gonna put this back on, use it for a little bit, kind of see what the hose does and where it likes to lay, and maybe come up with a plan for that too. How the heck are you supposed to hook into this thing? There's no back plate. Anyway, we're just piling everything up over here for now. So I'm learning some things that are going to make or influence how I end up designing mine. I think I got it that time. Okay, see if we can't sneak out of here with that. Hopefully it's just light brush and we can break through the trees here. Oh, nope. That was a good try. Now we have to cut it. It also does, and you see the ends right there? I feel like those should come tooth to tooth. I mean, they should be between them like they are, but I feel like that point of contact should be that point of contact, right? You can't pinch things between the teeth, you know what I mean? Like I want to reach in and just grab this little branch, but I can't pinch things between the teeth. We're gonna save this hickory. I got a buddy that's been milling up a whole bunch of hickory on his sawmill. It was Clint, the one that let us borrow his sawmill for a while. So I'm gonna save his hickory, take it to the barn for him to pick up. So while we're out with the grapple, I'm gonna see if I can't sneak this persimmon tree out of here without hurting this pipe. So I can't quite fit these longer logs up through those two trees up top. So I'm just dumping these off the back side, and I'll just have to come around and get them later. There's a road back there I can get to. I'm super appreciative that Mike let me bring this up here to try it out, and it's definitely taught me what I want to do whenever I build the one for the 755. See how this comes up and over, which is pretty common. That's as far as this one opens. I think when I build mine, I'm gonna have this same kind of design, but it's gonna come straight up. Like the bottom will also be the top. That way I'll have a big old wall of metal, so if I just wanna push a pile of debris, I can. I think I'm also gonna make it so there's something right in here. I don't want anything pushing through and getting the radiator on the tractor. On the skid steer, it's the operator. On the tractor, it's the radiator. So I want to make sure that's got something there. And then whenever it's closed, let me show you what it looks like when it's closed. It's just down the proportional. So you see how when this one's closed, they come way back here. I want to make it to where mine meet. They meet here, so you can pick things up like that, right? You're not doing the, oh no, maneuver. That I want that to meet that whenever I build mine. Definitely beats doing it by hand though. We're gonna get this off there. We're gonna switch to the 4-in-1 bucket. I'll show you what we're getting into. A secondary goal of this whole thing of moving the barn and the chicken run down that way is so we can actually get a little bit of a level side yard. This whole property is nothing but a hill. So we're gonna take all this out, shuttle it down there. personally, whenever it's harder digging like this, you got all these roots, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's quite a bit of rock in this too. Instead of wasting time with quarter buckets or not full buckets, I'll just chew at it, dump it over here to the side, and when I get a pile where I can haul some full buckets down, I'll do that. I'm not going to waste my time running down to that edge with just a half bucket. It's a waste of fuel and a waste of time, in my opinion. Not that it matters, but yeah, we're going to be getting into a little bit of rock, but that layer should chew up for us okay. Only full buckets are going to be making the trip down here. That's it. Oh no! No! So this isn't great. Well, I'm assuming it's not good. I don't even want to look. I don't even want to look in here, you know? Every time with this thing. Every single time. Looks like the Exxon Valdez down there. Oh no! Well, I got my church jeans on, don't I? They're a little holy. If you heard that click, there's a, I'll show you. There's this bar right here. Rides on that gas shock. Keeps it from coming back down. And then right up here, there's a red pin. Slides through there. And that keeps the cab from coming down too. So you got double locks. And then you can safely get under the cab. Okay. Let me do a little digging without the camera. I can actually get in there and look, see if I can't figure out what's up. I was sitting here looking at it, waiting for something to happen. We'll see if it happens. I don't know if you can see that drop right there. Come on, we gotta go find a magnet. Pocket knife, got that going for me. I wouldn't say that's great news. Let's put this cab down until we find what we need, since it is getting ready to storm. That way we don't end up with worse mess than what we already have. All right, so it's following, well, I guess it's a couple days later. I just came off my 24-hour shift. It was a long night too, but that's okay. I do love that job. I've got one more bolt to get in. I got one on the other side. I was able to come from the front and just get it right in, but this one, there's all kinds of bracketry and stuff in the way. I'm having a hard time getting my hand in there. I've got the intake, it was right here out, but it goes, there's the turbo. It goes underneath that, but you see it, heat shield around the exhaust headers. There's that oil pipe. That heat shield's kind of in the way. And to get that off, I have to take like 27 other things off. I got a whole bunch of bolts because I keep dropping them down on the bottom. If I reach in here, I can feel this, right? Like my hand's right on it. But the tube is to the right, obviously. There's the lip of the turbo. It's just not accessible. And listen, I'm normally just a ball of sunshine. But I'm feeling more like an imploding star today, I'll tell you that. Very frustrated with this. And I'm not mad the bolt fell out. That happens. I mean, that could have been wrong torque specs. When this was a part last, it could have been no lock. It doesn't matter. That stuff happens. Stuff falls apart. It's not a big deal. What's got me full sent here is the accessibility. I cannot get that dang thing back in there. Accessibility of getting it put back together, you know? Since the dawn of mechanics, I don't mean mechanics like people that work on things, I mean just mechanical components. Since the dawn of that, people that work on things do complain about accessibility. It's like the #1 complaint. If you had top 10 complaints, 1 through 9 would be accessibility. And I know it's a skid steer, it's tight quarters, it's a tight machine, that's part of it. But there is no reason that it should take this long to get these bolts back in. This is quarter nut drive with a swivel, 10mm. I don't even have enough room to get this up in here where I need to get to. That is crazy to me. That's crazy. And it seems like all the engineers got together in a collaborative effort and said, well, what if instead of making things more accessible, we just make things less accessible? And then what if we make a whole bunch of specialty tools that you have to either buy from the dealer or pay twice as much in the aftermarket to work on stuff? What if we did that? Is that what you guys want? No, no, no. We just want to be able to get our stuff back together quickly. We want to limit downtime. You know, we'd like some profit margins too, not just on your end of the executives, right? And the engineer's like, that's cool, we hear you, but we're going to do the thing we said first. We're just going to make a bunch of specialty tools and make things difficult to work on. Thank you. Thanks. Now, Kubota was very forward thinking in this aspect. You can unbolt 3 bolts and slide the radiator back about 3 inches, leaving it hooked up, and then you can tilt it back out of the way. Spent a whole bunch of money on coming up with that. No, it just makes it. How you doing there, bud? Doing all right? I got everything put back together on there. The good news is, round 2 of that monstrosity. Now I know what you guys are thinking real quick. We got plenty of problems, Mike. Where's your solutions at, bud? Man, I hear you. I do. Bring solutions, not problems. I hear you. I know I've been complaining a lot, but I'm a little bit frustrated. That's okay. It's just simple things on this machine. Like here's the oil fill. They added an oil fill neck. They go straight up underneath this bracket. You could have very easily made the oil fill neck come out at an angle so you could actually get to it. And it is kind of cool that this tilts out for ease of access, but the oil filter is way at the bottom down there. It's still a pain in the butt even with this tilting out. Seems like you could take this, and maybe they do on some machines because the way this bracket is. Seems like you could take your upper and lower radiator hoses, put them all on one side, and make that radiator so it hinges open and you have full access. Seems like a fella could rig up some sort of side panel over here. Also, does not make sense to me why the main access of tilting the cab tilts back over the engine. I feel like it'd be a lot cooler, a lot nicer if you could tilt it forward. Give you a little bit more access back here. I am kind of curious on the skid steers you guys run, because there's lots of different makes and models out there. What are features that you love on what you have as far as accessibility? And if you were going to design the perfect skid steer, what would you do to it to make it more accessible? I'm just kind of curious everybody's thoughts. And for fun, at those companies in your comments, like if it's a comment about a John Deere skid steer or a Kubota or a Case, at that company, most of them have YouTube channels, put it in there, put a suggestion in there. How can we make this situation better? I don't know about that situation. We'll try for a little bit. So the microphone's dead. I'm gonna have to yell for you. Hopefully it's good enough. You guys can see what we're going for. We just want a nice level side yard over here. So we can actually enjoy the outdoors a little bit and enjoy the view, of course. Skid steer seems to be doing fine. I don't see any more oil on the ground. I'm gonna check the oil level later. And when it stops raining, we'll pop the cab and get a visual on it and see what we have. But I didn't see anything else on the ground, and I feel like that was a pretty good test run. I did talk to Mike. I am gonna raise the hood when I have the cab and everything open again, disconnect the battery, and give the inside a good rinse. There's a pan on the bottom I can take off and rinse everything out. But we're getting there. It's not a Kubota thing, it's not a skid steer thing, it's just an accessibility thing. When you have equipment and you're designing it, everything is gonna break. It doesn't matter the brand, it doesn't matter how old, it doesn't matter how new. It's all gonna break down. It's about how long that downtime lasts based on how accessible it is to actually fix the thing. These are the cards we were dealt this time. It's not that big a deal. I'm happy with where we're at. I'm gonna go inside and I'll see you guys Thursday. Maybe this even makes it out for Sunday. Who knows?